Hi everyone. This is an experiment to see if this works. I was having memory troubles on my phone, I want to send a special shout out to um, Y Priscilla because she helped me solve some memory issues because I was having trouble making videos on my Android. Anyway, I wanted to talk about the phenomenon of, or I would say the syndrome of the media's treatment of certain presidential candidates, namely Marianne Williamson, Tulsi Gabbard, and I think Andrew Yang and Bernie Sanders to some extent also. But I have been paying close attention to Marianne Williamson and to some extent Tulsi Gabbard. Um, I'm in a position more to comment about that. Um, so the smears of Tulsi Gabbard in particular are much more vicious, I would say, than the ones against Marianne Williamson, which are more kind of marginalizing and trivializing. And but I find it like if I'm just looking at the whole picture, to me it seems very disturbing that these two candidates have been talking most passionately about peace and kind of working toward world peace. And you know whether whether you agree with their specific approach to it or not, I think everyone would agree that it's kind of important piece. It's kind of a big one. So I I don't know. I mean, like when they argue against Tulsi and they say like, well, you can't just negotiate with people who are um, despotic and tyrannical. But also, by the same token, you cannot scare people into fraternity. Um, like we're not going to get to world peace by one nation having the biggest weapons, uh, which I thought was kind of abundantly obvious to everyone. But apparently, some people are still kind of going with the stick method of teaching almost exclusively. And so then there's also the fact that there were these smears against Marianne Williamson about being spiritual and ostensibly they have basically made up this story as if she is not pro-vaccine or something like that, and not scientific. Um, Now, the response in the campaign has been very much to try to make her seem scientific, or to show that she's scientific, which she is. And as if, but I mean, there's a little bit of a concern that I'm seeing, as if it could have been prevented, the smears, and they can't. If you're running for president, you have to be bold enough to say what you think. And when you say what you think, when you state the truth or your perception of the truth of the problem, the media is going to smear you, uh, kind of as a matter of course. And but what's interesting to me is that the media does not seem to be in favor of such things as a peace department or reparations. And I found it really kind of glaringly obvious in the first debates when Kamala Harris interrupted at such a timely moment. I mean, Marianne barely got the word reparations out, and Kamala was in there so quick, like a lightning strike, saying, as the only person of color on this debate stage, I would like to say, what? What did she say? She basically took the opportunity to basically, I'm going to say, punch Joe Biden in the nuts, and then talked about body cams, which is important. But I mean, that's about what you did. What are you planning to do for um, black voters and ADOS members? And what are your? She actually didn't present any new race-based policies even. So and I also don't think that Kamala was entirely acting on her own in that. Because, like, you had Marianne Williamson's two kind of pillar talking points that she had ready for the debates were getting money out of politics, her legislation to Congress for publicly funded elections. That was one. And then the second one was going to be reparations. And these would have been very attention grabbing things. And so then you've got Senator Gillibrand, who kind of went in before Marianne Williamson because she knew how to talk in a debate. And basically, I would say plagiarizing, because that's not really been her. I mean, she's one of the ones who took corporate money, so it's a bit rich her talking about getting money out of politics, and she wasn't presenting a policy. And then the second kind of act of sabotage, was Kamala Harris jumping in with the Joe Biden thing, which is very also attention grabbing, and that's not an accident. I mean, they created this whole reality show which was designed to distract from reparations and legislation to Congress for publicly funded elections, which were policy prescriptions. And the thing is that, and then they have the nerve to say that Marianne doesn't have policies. Anyway, so what I wanted to say about all this is I don't think that the smears are about the smears. I don't think that the media or the pundits or the DNC think that Marianne Williamson is anti-science or that she's into crystals. I don't think they think that. I don't think her critics think that. I think that they don't want her campaign to take off on reparations and publicly funded elections, and I think that should worry us as a public, whether you support Marianne Williamson or not. I think it's weird that there's such a blatant shutdown of those things, and peace. Tulsi Gabbard, former veteran, talking about peace. How dare she? She's a Russian plant. It's like, am I the only one that thinks that is just blatantly obvious? I mean, it's like kind of a blatant two-dimensional smearing techniques. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say. I'm really here to test my camera, and then I was a little bit passionate about those points. So I'm going to upload this. This is entitled "The Media's Response to Grassroots Candidates." That's what I'm saying, because I think that what they're really scared of is that Tulsi Gabbard and Marianne Williamson have not taken PAC money. So therefore, they are not manipulable. Anyway, bye for now.